Mohammed shows us his scars, the results, he says, of torture at the hands of the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF. We can't verify his story, but he says he was beaten, dunked in sewage, and forced into hard labor. We concealed his identity for his own safety. The RSF caught him while he was trying to flee the city of Fasher after it fell in late October.
The
RSF captured me around midnight. It was east of Shagra town. There was shooting, and they killed about 140 people from our group. There were still about 24 to 46 of us.
Mohammed was one of thousands of Fasher residents heading for the nearest displaced persons camp in Tawila. But many never made it. Images from Yale University Research Lab show the RSF built sand barriers around the besieged city. People trying to flee were trapped there and massacred. The RSF posted this video showing dead bodies and burning vehicles. Mohammed says he witnessed scenes like this himself. He recounts how the RSF kept him prisoner for a month and interrogated him. Once they determined he was a civilian, they demanded a ransom for his release.
We stayed 4 days in Mina. They tortured us. On the second day, they told us to call our families. They said, "We'll give you the phone to call your families." I tried to call my brother, but he didn't pick up. The second day, he picked up, and they demanded a ransom from him. They wanted 11 million Sudanese pounds. They tried to negotiate, but in the end, they paid it.
That is the equivalent of 3,000 euros. The RSF capture of Fasher involved some of the worst fighting of the Sudan war. The United Nations estimate that more than 100,000 people have fled to places like Tawila. Many of the women who've escaped report sexual violence. The aid agency Doctors Without Borders says it recorded over 1,000 cases of sexual violence in Tawila last year alone. Wisal Ismail is a protection officer with a local NGO supporting survivors. She has heard stories of rape committed by both the RSF and the Sudanese armed forces. She also heard of widespread extortion.
There were 7 women and 10 men at a school in the Kani area. They had their hands behind their backs. They were beaten and tortured. They were asked to pay a large sum of money for ransom. All the women in the school were sexually assaulted by the security forces.
The small support center her organization runs offers counseling and a space for the women to gather and cook. She wishes she could provide them with more psychosocial and medical support. While many women are too ashamed to report their abuse, some are willing to speak out. This young mother of 2 remembers how she and a group of women had left the house to buy food for their families. On their way back, they were confronted by the RSF, then beaten and raped.
They forced us and threatened us with their weapons. They told us, "If you don't open your body to us, we will kill you." They did all of this against our will.
Eventually, they released her. When she had the chance, she fled the city with her children, but had to leave her husband behind. Ismail wants 2 things to happen. For the survivors of Fasher, she wants support so that they can rebuild their lives. And those responsible for the rape, torture, and extortion, she wants to see them held to account and brought to justice.